Hello. So these are the notes for topic 2B, which is time cards and overtime. Hopefully the screencastify thing is working. I think it worked last time. So we're going to talk today just about how it works a lot of you do have a job that works this way. It might not look exactly the way this looks, but you're going to have time cards and then you might get paid overtime. I don't know how many of you are working um, enough hours to qualify for overtime, but I wanted to tell you, this next lesson is to tell you how that works. So we have a couple of vocabulary words. So here we have our vocabulary word section. So an employer, so you'll have to fill out these four things. So what is an employer? I wish you were in front of me so you could just tell me what an employer is. But an employer is the company or person who hires you and pays you or gives work to another person. There's your employer. You already know that. A time card is the record of the hours that an employee works. So sometimes it might be literally a card that you put into this like little machine, like time stamps the time that you get there. Now things are I haven't been paid hourly in a long time. So now things are probably done more where you're going to scan a QR code or something that's going to know that you came in. And it'll also scan when you go out. So most jobs you would have a break. So whether you're a mechanic or you're working at Target, you would have a break. So you're going to have to clock out and clock back in. So it keeps track of that amount of time that you're not working. Hourly wage, the money you get paid per hour, which is the way most of you would be getting paid at this point. So once you have a more full-time profession when you graduate high school or college. So I don't get paid hourly, I get paid a salary. So that's different. But when I was working at Medford Fitness a long time ago, I would be get I got paid by the hour. So that's how you guys would be getting paid at this point. And then overtime is the number of hours worked beyond whatever a full-time schedule is. So usually if once you're out of school, 40 hours a week is considered a full-time schedule. So any hours over 40, you usually get paid more. So that's called overtime. Sometimes you get paid double. Sometimes you get paid what's called time and a half. So time and a half would mean, let's say you get paid 10 hours or $10 an hour for every hour. Once you hit 40 hours, now you're getting overtime. So let's say that's called time and a half, or you're getting time and a half. That $10 now becomes 15. Time and a half. So $10 is normal plus half of that. So if $10 is normal, half of 10 is 5, and you add that on. So you get a total of $15 per hour for all that overtime. If you get paid double, then you literally get paid double. So if your normal rate is $10 an hour, now you make double that, $20 an hour. So go ahead and put in the definitions for overtime and hourly wage. You can put it in your own words. You can use the exact words I used if that's would make you more comfortable. So let's go through this example. We got this guy, Joe. He works at C&J Auto Repair. Joe gets paid overtime for any hours over 40 hours per week. Overtime is paid as time and a half. Use the information to fill out the following chart. So we got Joe. He's a mechanic. He gets paid $20 an hour. I wasn't sure exactly what mechanics get paid, but I figure I know I was just at Target. They get paid 15 an hour. So I'm thinking a mechanic would be more, maybe even significantly more than 20. Depends on how high up you are. And then the week ending January 11th. So we have this random guy, and these are the days that he has worked: the 6th, the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th of January. So the date, usually everything's done like every week. So let's say January 11th was the last day of that week. So we got time in, time out, how much of a break he took. So you're going to fill out the hours, and then you're going to fill out the total pay. Oh, you know what? We don't want to fill out the total pay. That's really dumb. I'm going to fix this. It'll be when I share this with you, it won't have that. So we want the total hours. So if he works from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., how many hours is that? So I'm literally going to count starting at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 11 hours, but he took a half hour break. So his total hours are 10.5. Okay, the next day he worked from 7 to 7. That's 12 hours, took a 1 hour break. So he worked 11 hours. The next day he worked from 9 to 4. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 hours. No break. Oops. The next day, 8 to 5. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 hours, but a half hour break. So 8.5. And the next day, 7 to 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. 9 hours, took a 1 hour break. So 8-hour day. Okay, so let's use this information from the time card to solve each problem. How many hours did Joe work this week? So I'm going to add up 10.5, and I'm going to add 11. I'm going to add 7. I'm going to add 8.5, and I'm going to add 8. And when I add all that up, you're more than welcome to use your phone if you don't want to do it all by hand. Be careful on your phone. I feel like if you have an iPhone like I do, like the numbers don't always, I'll forget something, or I didn't press plus or whatever. Plus 7 plus 8.5 plus 8. So I got he worked a total of 45 hours. On average, how long did Joe work each day? So this is not something that you ever would really need to do on your time card, but sometimes it's nice to know, like approximately how many hours a day are you working? How would we find that out? We would take the 45 total and we would divide by, I don't have a division sign on my keyboard at this moment. We would divide by the number of days he worked. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 9 hours average. That's a long day. So obviously this 10 and a half and this 11, those are really long days. Maybe that's why he followed it up with a 7-hour day. Your typical work day is 8. And how much was Joe paid for overtime this week? So if 40 hours is a full work week, how many hours extra did he work? So he worked 5 hours extra that he would get paid overtime. Oops. Give myself one extra space here. Okay, go back up here. All right, how much total did Joe earn this week? So first we need to know how much did he make. Stop doing that, stupid computer. Okay, sorry, I'm down on this bottom line. So if he worked 40 hours, and I'm going to multiply that by what his hourly rate was. So what was his hourly rate? $20. So he got paid $800 for that. But he also worked overtime. He worked 5 overtime hours. And we have to multiply that times his overtime pay. So how much does he make on overtime? Let's go back and look. Overtime is paid as time and a half. He makes 20 hours. So what's time and a half? Time and a half is 20 plus half of that. So $30. He makes $30 per hour of overtime. So then he makes $150 for that much. So how much money total did he earn? It's those two put together. It's the 800 plus the 150. So he made $950. So you can see overtime is a big deal. Like the more overtime hours you put in, if you're getting paid double, that's a ton. That means for every hour you worked overtime, you're getting paid the same as 2 hours before that. So, when you really start wanting money, needing money, if you can get paid overtime, that's awesome. So there you go. There's your example. Now go through and answer the next one. We got this person, Dawn. You're going to answer that one and turn that in when you're finished. All right. Have a great day. I don't know how to stop this. Let's see.